Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And
a big bienvenue!
Thank you, Jim Ross. And welcome back to the HCW channel. And welcome back to another HCW Show Squared. The show will take the usual format or formula of a now defunct HCW Show podcast and expands the power of, you guessed it, 2. I'm host as always, Dan, DP, or as they all say around the Southport riots, D-P-Z. Yeah. And in a wonderful world where a rioter can get hit 3 times by a brick, 2 times in the head and 1 time in the fucking balls, I am delighted to be joined, not by that rioter, I am delighted to be joined by Mr. Impact Craig. Hello.
You know me, it's that M-I-C Craig again, Mr. Impact. What an introduction. Okay.
You are not that rioter.
yeah, just like very much want to make that clear. Never been to Southport in my life.
But if you had, would you have thrown a brick at that guy?
Full disclosure, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Have you not seen that?
All I know about Southport is that horrible thing that happened a few days ago. That's all I know.
There was riots, and there's police involvement and stuff like that. And there's this video that's made the rounds online of this prick who's like being yeah, and he's like very supportive of the cause that they're rioting for. And then it cuts to another video of him like approaching police, but he's backing away from them. And he gets someone throws a brick and it hits him in the back of the head. And then he's stumbling and he comes back towards the crowd and another brick gets thrown and it hits him in the balls. I'll see if I'll find it later on.
That's natural selection at its finest right there.
It really is. Oh, fuck me. It's such a good like thing. Yeah, this one. I'll send it to you now because I had it open anyway.
Okay,
I've sent it to you to watch afterwards, but anyway, how are you today?
All good. A bit cough, but I'm good. Just heat and cough, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you get it. 30 degrees in the UK is not like 30 degrees anywhere else, is it?
No, it's not the same. And the thing is, I spoke to David Francisco the other day about the heat, and he's from Portugal. So he's very much used to having like 40 plus heat, but obviously in the Portuguese heat, which is very different from our heat. But for him, he's fine with this with the 30 degrees and whatever we got now. He's fine with it because he's used to 40. But like, meanwhile, while we're declaring like low-key states of emergency in the UK because of the heat levels, for him it's like, it's fine.
Yeah. A couple of days ago, you couldn't go out between, like, I think it was, what was it, 8 p.m. and...
Oh, yeah.
It's like 4 p.m. Well, that's so silly.
Like, we had a literal curfew.
Yes. Not again.
Quickly get the bunkers, get the bunkers. But no, we are here for episode 50 of HCW Show Squared. We are coming so close to that year mark, which is ridiculous. A year's worth of episodes is coming up very soon. Of course, I did have to miss last week. Had some electrical faults in the house that I couldn't fix myself because I'm not trained to do that. Also, the house might have burnt down if I touched it, so I'm glad I didn't.
I just, no.
Like, I'm not trained, I'm not touching it. But yeah, things are thankfully all back to normal, and I am back. This is my first. This is the first video. Yeah, this I think either this or something else will be the first video I've recorded since the repairs. I did do a stream the other day on Twitch, so that is coming back as well. But yeah, other than that, things are coming back, and we've got a few videos in the pipeline that have been recorded and just need to be edited. But we're getting there. We are getting there. I'm out of my depression era, as it were. It's been a tough few weeks.
Yeah, very valid.
But we are here to talk all things NXT, and this is for NXT for the 30th of July, the Great American Bash, week 1. Of course, I missed last week's, so I probably should have gone back and watched it, but I didn't. So I don't have any real context as to anything happening here as to why it's happening now.
Okay.
So if you know anything, feel free to let me know as I'm going through it. So
I can remember what that is.
So kick things off with Hank and Tank. Yes! What a fucking great way to start the show. They are here and they're trying to break into the Performance Center because they're hosting the show. But apparently all the lights are out and nothing's working, so they've got to do a whole like Mission Impossible sequence where they've got to sneak around and they've got I'll never get these really tight corridors of the Performance Center to get to an eventual circuit breaker or some sort of switch that they turn on, and then the show begins officially. They were all sitting there in darkness. The fans, the commentators.
Fantastic stuff. Great choices.
The thing is, I shouldn't, but I thoroughly love Hank Walker and Tank Ledger. They are so fucking good.
Very fair.
I probably shouldn't, but I just do. Very goofy, but in a perfect way.
Yeah, it's silliness, and for all a bit of silliness.
Mm-hmm. My next note here is nice to see Mike Rowan back in ring announcing. I have no idea what happened to the woman before him. She was there one week and now she's not there anymore. So
Mike Rowan's been, I think, since like the week before Battleground. Mike Rowan's been there.
Has he?
I think he did on SmackDown.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Since Jordan Grace came in, Mike Rowan's been. After the draft, Mike Rowan and Taylor swapped.
This is legitimately the first time I noticed it.
That's wild. Yeah, the draft, Mike Rowan and Alicia Taylor, they swapped.
Yeah, legitimately didn't notice the difference. Like,
wild.
But if anything, that means that Mike's got a good figure, and he keeps in good shape. Great skincare.
Mike Rowan is excellent. He should right now.
Oh yeah, no, he is absolutely. Like I remember Mike Rowan back during the Chris Jericho days in WWE.
For one, you both just made the list. You know what else? Hippie Tom Mike, you just made the list. Sister Mike Tom, you just made the list.
Yeah, he's very good.
Mm-hmm.
But and Tom Hannafin is the best in the world.
That's fair. That's fair. So we do get into the first match of the night, which was for the WWE Women's Tag Team titles. Now, I have no idea why this is a match, so we instantly go into the concept that I don't know the context for this match.
Lash and Jakara beat Soul and Carmen in a tag match last week, and then Dakara and Lash called out the tag champs.
Fair enough.
That's how you get it.
Fair enough. So this is Metaphor, Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson against the Unholy Union, the champions, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. So the Unholy Union win and retain with the Evil Touch. which is their weird tandem finisher that I can't really describe. It's like a mixture of a flatliner with something else.
3D.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, is it a bulldog?
I can't remember now, off the top of my head. Like in my head, I want to say that's
Like-
I want to say that's Sister Abigail, but I don't think it is.
Oh yeah. Okay, I don't know. But yeah, yeah. Gold Buster to a flatliner. Yeah.
It's a weird sort of move, but you know what? It's different. That's an aspect of it. I did.
Something I've seen before. But
I did rate this though 2 and 3/4 stars. Everyone here had a good showing. Jakara definitely looks like the person who stands to gain the most from this match, given that she came out from injury fairly recently, and she still shows a lot of promise despite her lack of in-ring time. Lash has improved her game too, but she's been on a steady increase for like the last year and a bit. Like I remember the god awful Lash Legend and Nikita Lyons feud. Like
oh yeah. Yep.
As for the Unholy Union, I think they were right, but honestly, they don't really interest me. Nor do they provide anything kind of unique in the ring. Like I'm not saying Lash and Jakara do, but they're in developmental, so that's fine for them. Alba and Isla are not in developmental, so they should have something, but they kind of just, to me, they don't tick they don't tick any boxes to me. Like I don't know how you feel about them or the match itself, but
match was fine. Wasn't expecting an awful lot from it anyway. Yeah, Isla Dawn and Alba Fire. They've improved as a tag team. Although I did forget they were tag team champions. But I mean that's down to the booking. It's not down to them. These tag titles mean nothing anyway. Let's face it. They mean less than nothing.
They've meant nothing since like Bailey and Sasha had them.
Yeah, and they only got them because those two were complaining too much about not having them. See, this is where I think the NXT and relationship can come into its own in the Knockouts tag division.
Yeah.
But yeah, those titles mean less than nothing. If it was up to me, I'd keep them on NXT because Shawn Michaels maybe had to book them a lot better, maybe.
Yeah.
And whoever else is there. But as far as the match, fine. Yeah, nothing really special happened. Wasn't expecting anything to, if I'm honest. Was kind of hoping Lash and Jakara were going to win, just for an upset.
Yeah. I think it became a little bit obvious when they were like, in the middle of the match, like, here's some tweets from Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's not an awful lot that intrigued me about this match. Just other than Jakara, yeah, there's not a lot.
Yeah.
Jakara
and Lash are both really good. Well, I'd say Lash is really good, and Jakara is showing a lot of promise. So barring injuries from Jakara's side, like gets more in-ring time, more in-ring experience, she'll be great. Like I can see that now. She'll be really good.
Yeah. Honestly, I might have actually no, because I think Bianca Belair's boring as well. I don't think if they swap the champions round, it's still the same impact on the match.
Do you know something wild? Is someone going around on the roster saying they're the EST, I'm the best EST, I'm the fast EST, I am the EST, and being a fucking face? You're not a fucking face character. Like, I
Yeah.
come from an athletic background, whatever. I'm a hurdle, I'm a sprinter, whatever. I've got not Olympic, I've got like record times in my high school, whatever. Like, I'm strong, I'm fast, but I'm the strongest. I'm the EST, I'm the fastest. The EST, like, I am the EST. And it's like, you're not a babyface. The character screams cocky, it screams heel. And she was a heel in NXT, but
Which made sense.
yeah. But then suddenly she's a face in WWE because she sells tickets and she's great for children, like as a role model. Like, which I get, but she's a heel. You can't deny it. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Bianca. Like,
I like doing NXT.
yeah, yeah,
It's the same with Sasha. Like, Sasha was a natural heel to begin with, but she developed over time and became a face because her gimmick wasn't that she was the best at everything she did. Like,
yeah,
Sasha became a bit more human and less machine,
yeah.
you know, whereas Bianca has remained like almost fully machine. Like, and I mean that in a good way. Like, she's an absolute beast in the ring. She's great in the ring, Bianca Belair. But I find her boring.
Yeah, it's like almost one-dimensional.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, let's move on.
Yeah.
So, post-match, out comes Ethan Page, who wishes that Lash and Jakara console Oro after he loses to Ethan next week. Ethan then attempts to hit Oro with the NXT title, however Oro ducks and rolls Ethan up, to which Lash and Jakara count the pin 1, 2, 3. We've got a new NXT champion, everyone. It is official. Oro Mensah is the new NXT champion.
I'm mixed on this because Oro pinning Page every week is great, but trying like people chanting 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 is silly.
That's annoying. Yeah.
Yeah, that's you're trying to get something over that doesn't need to get over.
No.
Like, you don't need to be like you got pinned is way better than saying 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, because that was
Like,
X-Pac's chant in '95. That was
yeah,
the 1, 2, 3 kid. Like,
like it's funny and to see Oro keep pinning Page. That's entertaining.
yeah,
But the chanting of 1, 2, 3 gets on my nerves.
same.
It's unnecessary. The NXT, honestly, I'm not totally convinced that the NXT crowd aren't plants.
Yeah,
Like, the stuff they come out with, I think they're being. I think a few years ago there was an accusation that TNA were paying fans to come to the shows. I think NXT are doing it now. It's so.
Do you know something? Do you know something mad? I'm fairly sure that fans have free entry to NXT shows.
I think.
Because I remember I used to get invites every like month or so to attend NXT UK tapings for free.
Yeah.
Because they did it in London. So because it was in London, I live in London.
Yeah.
It made sense. But I was invited every week. I think every month. Sorry, for like the blocks of tapings that they did. And
I know during the pandemic it was friends and family.
yeah.
And I'm not convinced it's still not happening now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I wouldn't be surprised if that was still the case because, like you said, the amount of things that they're chanting and the things that they are chanting feel a little force-fed.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
However, I did want to bring up another potential issue with this whole thing. Not the fans. I meant with Oro pinning Ethan. So this is like the 4th time now that Oro has pinned Ethan. It gets to the point where, like, Ethan is legitimately being pinned for 3 seconds, even though it's not in a match. Like, he's being pinned for 3 seconds, like, consecutively, week after week after week. Like, he's a world champion, and he's getting pinned by this, dare I say, mid-carder in Oro Mensah, which is fine for once, like maybe once, because it's shock factor. But at what point does Ethan think, actually, no, I know it's coming, I'm going to kick out? Because if I get pinned, I'm the world champion. I can't look like this.
Oh, like I said, it's entertaining, but yeah, point of Paige is being pinned every week. Like,
and in kayfabe, he hates this, right? So why is he letting it be? Why is he letting it happen? Like,
yeah.
This would mean when it comes to the match itself, Oro could just roll him up and get a free count.
Yeah,
he's done it 4 times in a row. Like,
exactly how many more times does it need to happen before, like I said, before Paige kicks out?
Yeah.
And I'm sure we're getting predictions for next weekend, but I've got a feeling that next week during the match, it'll start off with a roll up from Oro, but Paige will kick out at 2, and then they get into the match. It'll start off with a roll up,
or it starts with it and Paige doesn't kick out. New champion. The quickest NXT title match.
Like, can you imagine? Dang.
It'd definitely be a shock factor, which is why I would low-key like to see it.
Nah. Yeah. I can... Yeah. But then what? Then you've got Oro Mensah as your world champion.
Oh no, I mean, he'll be transitional. Like, even wins it back like, next week or something.
Maybe.
But like, I'm saying, obviously it's unlikely. But I'm just saying, like, the shock factor of him doing that and winning the title in like 4 or 5 seconds.
Yeah, that's very, very fair.
Anyway, and we go backstage still. Cedric Alexander's here, and he's advising some rookies. I don't know any of their names. I believe none of them have been on TV yet. When in comes Sean Spears, everyone's favourite, talk about Brooks Jensen. And then in comes Brooke Jensen, because he heard his name being called. Because you know what you say his name and he appears. I believe in Brooks Jensen. Seemingly, a match is made between Cedric and Brooks, or at least teased. So that's cool.
Alright, let's go.
We remain backstage with Ace interviewer Hank Walker as he interviews Tavian Heights about Tavian's match later. Tavian is ready. And then he throws it over to Technologer, another Ace interviewer, who interviews Tony D'Angelo. And Tony is also ready. Great work, lads. Great work.
Excellent stuff. Top journalism. Top journalism.
Exactly. After this, we get a vignette from Pete Dunne. He talks about how he is YXB, young and bitter, and his history, aligning with Sheamus, being stuck with the name Butch because of Sheamus, and that he's the only one still around or left standing because everyone else is either out or on some kind of vacation. And he intends on teaching Trick a lesson, gives him a chance to figure it all out. Which Trick then sees this on a TV backstage, and he's like, yeah. And he's like, I'll face you, boy.
We're out. We're out. That drives me insane hearing that.
Yeah.
Those words.
So randomly last week, I caught this later on in the show, but at some point last week, Pete Dunne attacked Trick Williams because Trick Williams is having issues with handling that he lost the title. He can't work out what's wrong with him, like, because he lost his title, so he feels lost now, Trick. And now Pete Dunne's attacked him because Trick can't handle his problems.
Yeah.
I don't really understand the point of this.
And I mean, Dunne again attacked Sheamus on on Raw, but at least that makes sense.
Yeah, because as we all
No
know,
way, if it doesn't.
Sheamus is the main reason why he was called Butch, and it's purely just Sheamus. There's no one else whatsoever to blame for that.
Yeah. Wrestling.
After this, we do go into Tavian Heights' match as we get the NXT Heritage Cup match. These are some of my favourite matches in NXT because I just love the style of it, like the British rounds format. So Tavian Heights, challenger, taking on champion Tony D'Angelo. So round 1 ends with Tony locking in a leg lock, but ultimately it ends in a stalemate, so it's 0-0. At the end of that round, Ren Sinclair is revealed to be front row to hype up the NQCC. And I did wonder when they made their entrance, where's Ren? I thought so might have happened last week that I missed. But no, she's still heavily involved in it. She's just front row in this match. Round 2 ends with Tony hitting a superplex, but again, there's no count, no decision, nothing like that, so it's still 0-0. And Tony seems to have the upper hand though. Round 3 sees Tony hit the forget about it to make it 1-0. At this point, Ren Sinclair jumps over the barricade and hypes Tavian up in the ring with some slaps and some shouting. She was like, "You're an Olympian. He's not. You can't lose to him."
Dang.
But no, I like saying this so far. Like, I do like Tavian Heights, and he's probably the third Olympian that I've liked, like behind obviously Kurt Angle and Chad Gable. And we're not including the other one because the other one is problematic.
Just a little bit. Which one? No, okay, yeah, another one, yeah.
You know what it
He's
is?
just kind of the NFL. Yeah.
He
just kind of the NFL.
That one shares a name with one of the ones I mentioned.
Okay, I might just be missing something. Like,
what's Chad's surname?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Sorry. I was thinking of Del Rio.
Oh no. Although it's valid to be valid as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's 1-0 to Tony D'Angelo. Tavian's been hyped up. We're now in round 4. Tavian hits a base suplex, which surprisingly gets a 3 count. It's 1-1. Ren and the NQCC celebrate on the outside. You can hear Ren shouting, "I did that!" and "Let me in," which I'm assuming I can say now because the Fiend's not in WWE. She's just shouting like, "Let me in! I did that!" And then they keep talking and and Tavian's like, "Guys, I need help, guys."
Yeah.
And so they forget about Tavian, and then we go into round 5, which results in Tony hitting a spine buster for the 3 count and winning 2-1, and still Heritage Cup holder. I rated this 3 stars. I like this. I like the mix of styles, and you know, Tony and Tavian both come from like competitive backgrounds in terms of wrestling. Like Tavian being an Olympian, Tony being an Academy standout. It was always going to be a bit more, dare I say, the way these matches are supposed to be. Like, rather than like Nathan Frazier with speed or Noam Dar with heel tactics. Like, it's always meant to be like these sorts of ways, these matches.
Yeah.
And to be honest, this is a rare occasion where I felt that the stipulation itself actually hindered the match.
Okay.
The 3-minute rounds didn't help. I wanted to see these two go at it. I didn't want to see breaks like this. Like, I want to see these two compete in a normal match with no round limits and stuff like that.
That'd be quite good. Yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed this match. I mean, no mention still that the NQCC were in TNA, which interesting, and that Tavian got pinned in a 6-man tag, but again, fine. did like this match. Deficit, like, okay, so Tony hits one of two moves to win the match. To win the pinfalls. It's one of two moves. It's a spine buster or forget about it, and it's usually the spine buster first. How, if a spine buster's winning matches, what's the point of having a finisher? It just like. Well, is a spine buster his signature, and then the forget about it as the finisher? Like it.
Well,
you
remember from a KV point of view, he was distracted. He had no help from his teammates, so his mindset wasn't all there.
But in every single title match, excuse me, every single Heritage Cup match, he hits those two moves. He'll win 2-1 every time, and then he'll finish on the spine buster. It's following a formula that I don't like it necessarily. I enjoy the matches, but when you can notice a pattern of how someone is winning matches, it's not my favorite thing to notice.
This is my pet peeve with it as well. Like, and I always come back to it because he's legitimately my favorite person to hold that trophy. Noam Dar. It was always something different. If it wasn't another roller, it was a fucking heel tactic. It was a roll up. Yeah, it was the fucking submission. It was like there's so much different stuff that he did every time that usually relied around metaphor getting involved, or Shah Samuels back in the day, or whoever he had with him, like in NXT UK and stuff like that. But like. It all depends on who the current holder is, and exactly as you say, there is a pattern with Tony D'Angelo, which probably should change, because from a KV point of view, just prepare for Spinebuster, prepare for the forget about it, prepare a counter. Like, there's no real reason why people are still getting hit by this, because he hits it all the time in these matches.
Exactly. Yeah, it just bugs me that I've noticed it, because it happens every defense of that trophy. He wins 2-1.
Yeah.
Always. No, maybe a pinfall in the first round if you feel like it, but it's always 2-1.
Yeah.
And it's always with forget about it and the spine buster, and it just irritates me. But NQCC, get Maddie in that group now.
Yeah.
Ren, sorry.
I mean, I think we're definitely heading in that direction.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really see a world in that it don't happen now.
No, come on, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And the group, you don't often see a faction with, however many guys and one girl. Like, it's very, very rare. Usually the woman in the group is typically treated as a valet.
Yeah.
But if you can get...
I mean, you say that.
I go back to...
You say that. NXT has tons of those now. Like...
Now, yeah.
There's Chase U, there's OTM.
Yeah, but, like... I'm about, like... It's not something you see... You see more now.
Yeah.
But it's not something you have.
In the past, yeah.
Like, where are they equal? Like, you go back to even early in NXT. I mean, there wasn't that many factions, but had the Undisputed Era. Obviously they were like next level. But just a reminder. But obviously it was drawn in like the 90s and stuff, so of course because women's wrestling wasn't the thing then apparently. But it's cool to see this dynamic, especially with a group like the NQCC. This just like pure pure,
Yeah.
pure raw type thing.
Pure wrestling. Yeah.
Wrestling, yeah. So it's Ren Sinclair is entertaining as hell. Like,
She really is.
So,
and it's like if you've seen her matches as as Maddie Venkowski, it's like she's got a similar moveset to what the NQCC do.
Yeah.
So if anything, she's like probably the best fit for them. Like,
this can work.
Yeah.
We'll go for it.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure we need another like over the top, really excitable companion character. Like Chase U already has Thea Hale. Like, I don't think we need another one who's like really combustible. Like,
yeah, you got Brendan Reese.
Yeah, yeah, there's another one. Yeah,
like, that is an issue I have with the NXT women's division especially. Is that they're all quite similar. If they're all coming up, they're all quite similar. If they've been on TV twice, they've kind of got the same gimmick as someone before that.
Yeah.
It just.
But yeah, I think we're definitely going towards a timeline with Ren being in the NQCC. Like, even during that part where Tavian was getting like disregarded, like you had Mars Bourne like saying like, "Charlie, let her in, Charlie." Like,
yeah.
But yeah, I am all on board with this. Like, I love it. Like, they removed the potentially troublesome person in the group, and then they got rid of the weak person of the group, which I initially thought was Mars Bourne, but actually it was more Damon Kemp.
I'm liking it.
Mm-hmm.
More please, more.
But also to your point as well about not mentioning that they were in TNA, they also didn't mention that Tavian is in Noah.
I mean, Michael Cole on Raw mentioned the Creed brothers in Bloodsport.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie was there too, didn't get mentioned.
No.
If you're doing this relationship and you need it to benefit people, you need to say that this person was on that show so you can go and find it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, if they're like, if there are like die-hard fans of the NQCC, right? They'll want to see every moment, and every show that they're on, right? So you mentioned, they were on TNA recently, or they were on this pay-per-view recently, or whatever. Like, and then you'll be like, "Oh shit, they were on TNA. I better go check that out." Like,
Try Dempsey was on TV from straight month.
Yeah.
From opening tapings to pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Like, they all came in different parts, but they were all there. And so was Wesley. He was on Slammiversary. The Rascal versus NQCC, and that's just fine. But they on the website they did mention that Joe Hendry's coming off a loss on Slammiversary before the concert.
Yeah.
So you can mention that, but not that. Like, it has to go. But I'm getting more annoyed with it. I'm trying to enjoy it, but I'm getting more and more annoyed with this.
Yeah. And I suppose for you it's harder because you're a big TNA guy as well. Whereas, like, someone like me, like, I don't necessarily think it's a big deal, but I understand what you're saying. Because, for me, I don't watch much TNA. So, for me, it's like, oh, cool, they're here. That's cool. But, like, for me, it ain't deep for me. Like...
I did a full video and it's like, it does...
Yeah, no, I did see that. Yeah, go check it out if you get a chance. Like, it's really good informational.
Yeah, go about that all day.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll move on. So we get some Twitter posts which apparently confirm that there'll be a 6-woman tag match. Cool. Then we go on to the next match of the night between Brooks Jensen and Cedric Alexander. Cedric wins with a lumbar check. I rated this 2.25 stars. Honestly, I like Cedric, but this wasn't it. This really wasn't it. It felt like a nothing match because it most likely was a nothing match with nothing really at stake, and it sort of felt like both guys phoned it in for this one. It was all right, but ultimately, outside of the table bump towards the end, which looked nasty by the way, this was below average. Even the lumbar check, which is normally a very good move, looked average. It's just, for me, kind of weak compared to what it could have been.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a big fan of Cedric.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad he's in NXT because he still get more TV time. Lumbar check, I love that move.
Mm-hmm.
It's up there with one of my favorite finishes in wrestling. But like I said, this wasn't it. Brooks is Brooks. At this point, I have like, yeah, it didn't do an awful lot for me. For what was supposed to be treated like a PLE essentially, that match shouldn't have been on there.
No, and this was literally a match.
That's a TV match.
Yeah, it felt like a match that was just made on the moment. As well, this is a PLE. You're meant to have your 5 matches that are already pre-booked, so you know what you're getting. I'll get into this as well, but as far as I'm aware, there's no OFA match on either show. He's a North American champion. Where the fuck is the North American title on this? Yeah, Kalani defending next week, but that's not the one. That's not the title I want about. I don't mean that North American title.
No, I'm kind of hoping we get an open challenge, and it's someone from TNA.
Jake something? Because that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Jake something. Yeah, that wolf. Oh my goodness! I didn't know I needed that match right now. Give me that match. What's my name versus who?
It feels a little underwhelming, doesn't it? He got the whole the 3-point one, and then Phil's like, who? Or you could always have Moose.
No, I need...
Femi and Moose, and that way you got and Moose.
I think I need to. I think maybe we need to book a Worlds Collide.
Yeah, I'm down for it. I'm down for it. Just let me know. I'm down for it though.
Yeah, we'll have to book them up. Yeah, book a Worlds Collide on it. Right. Okay.
But yeah, enough fantasizing for now. We go into a vignette. Javon Evans talks about growing up watching wrestling, and also that as a kid, he once emulated Jeff Hardy and jumped from a tree onto his friends. And also that he did wrestling at home in his backyard, which at the time, because he's quite young, so this is maybe early 2000s or maybe mid 2000s.
Yeah.
At the time, it would be completely against the advice that they were putting out at the time when they said, please don't try this at home. He is breaking the law. He's breaking wrestling law. You're not meant to do wrestling outside of the wrestling ring.
I need to know what age he was when he's watching these people, because there's a good chance RVD and Jeff Hardy were in TNA at that point. Jeff Hardy must have been.
He's what?
Jeff Hardy
he's 18, 19, something like that?
Yeah.
So that would mean he was born in 2004, 2005 even.
No one wrestling on TV is born that year. No, that's not a real year to be born. Not loud.
Yeah, be like us. Be born in the 80s and 90s.
No. No, but yeah, it would have. Also, they're showing clips of like John Cena and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Javon was maybe a baby when John Cena was doing that stuff they showed. Like, yeah, that's not what he was watching. Continuity here, people. Continuity. That's not what he was watching.
No.
Like, no. I think they even showed a clip from like WrestleMania where he won the US title.
What?
Like,
that would have been the year he was born.
that's not. He was not watching that. So,
I remember my first words were, you can't see me.
Also, when he said that, I don't know if I can say this. I don't know if I can say this. Oh, I got in trouble for telling my teachers to suck it. We all did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's a wrestling fan thing. Not the only one who did that.
No, not at all.
Like, if you're a wrestling fan, there's a good chance you did suck it to someone.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, what did I do? I was a big fan of Rikishi growing up. So I did the bonsai drop on someone.
Oh, dang. I mean, yeah, literally the worst thing I did it was go suck it, and then like the teacher pulled us in.
Yeah.
And took me to the classroom for a break. Like, we've all done that. Let's just take it as, like, let's just assume that every wrestling fan has done something like that at one point. We don't need to be talking about it in interviews. It's not an interview question.
No, not at all. No. Imagine every interviewer asking a wrestler, like...
Yeah, that entire interview was very confusing.
Yeah. I don't necessarily understand what it was about.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
we've got to think about
it wasn't like last week Ethan Page told me I was young. Or called me a rookie or something. Like, I've been doing this for so many years. Or it was just a sort of, yeah, well, I grew up watching wrestling, innit? So...
there's a really strong chance that Javon may have never watched Shawn Michaels.
Oh god, there is, isn't there?
There's a very strong chance of that. I just realised that. Like, oh no, that's just proving Page's point now.
Yeah.
Like, you are a kid. You're a child.
Yeah, it's
like no, you can't.
But I'm trying to think. Like, I was born in '97, right? So I missed a lot of peak Shawn Michaels. But I did see him in like 2002, like onwards.
Yeah.
So,
like the first episode of Raw I ever watched was the night after the first Elimination Chamber.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
where he won the title.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, like Javon's not old enough to drink in the States.
No.
Like, I'm not even. Is it old enough to vote? I'm not sure what the voting laws in the States are either.
I think
it's like 20 or something.
I think it is 20 in the States, yeah.
Like, what is happening? Like, just all very,
like,
strange.
There will come a day where we are both older than the collective NXT roster. Like,
I'm 27.
Like, with TNA, you are right, because they have like PCO still, and he's like 60. Like,
yeah, right now, yeah.
Yeah. But like, this is ridiculous. Like, this is literally a teenager who his way into NXT. Fair play to him, but
yeah, I mean, I don't even know what I was doing at 19, but I can tell you this: it was not wrestling in the main event of pay-per-view.
No, same. Yeah, no, I was probably working in reception in a fucking dental clinic.
I might have been working at the range, stacking shells. Right. But, yeah, probably my purpose of a job.
Yeah, it's still a job.
It's insane.
But yeah, that was Javon Evans's interview that we've been on this for like the last 10 minutes.
Maybe longer than the interview actually lasted.
Maybe.
Okay.
Right, no, we move on. So backstage still, we see the back of Joe Hendry's head, and he talks to some female rookies. He's a little bit of the old, flirting. Then he wanders off because he's got a concert to prepare for, and then out of nowhere comes Ashante Adonis to continue the flirting with said women, and then he leads them away. What a segment! Why was it there?
Okay then.
Oh, the next bit I will let you take control of it. Do you know what it is?
Yeah, the concept.
No, before that.
Oh yes, the treehouse.
Yeah.
The treehouse. First one in NXT, but technically not because MSK had their version of it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, not sure whether this was live, like on NXT, or whether it was filmed back in TNA. Because I know we had one on TNA, but that was filmed from NXT. And then Trey finally called Wes, not Daz. Which is perfect. There was too much lighting in the treehouse. The treehouse is too well lit. So yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, if you've seen the treehouse segment, you know what they're all about. But this ended up it being a conversation between MSK of Wesley and Zachary Wentz, talking about how they never lost their tag titles. Not talking about why they lost the tag titles, just that they never lost the tag titles. And yeah, they're trying to set up a match next week again. Wes texted Nathan Fraser to ask him for a title match next week on Night 2 Great American Bash. And Rascals did something, but that's not PG. If just
they're gonna get a bit of the old blazing up.
Yeah, great. Honestly, I don't know whether it was because, like I said, it seemed too well produced, and I wasn't a fan of it.
The thing is,
it's
I've seen the TNA ones, right, and it's in complete blackness. Like the studio, there's no lights whatsoever other than the lights that show them, and
yeah,
Wes comes in, he's like, nothing's changed. It looks exactly the same, even though there's these fucking dark green lights behind him. Like they were never there in the originals.
The treehouse is magic. I fully accept that. But that's not the treehouse. That is not the treehouse.
Not my treehouse.
No. It like I said, it just felt too well produced, and I don't know if I'm making a dig at TNA or NXT there. It was and the piped in crowd noise as well, which the sitcom laughter and stuff.
Yeah.
It wasn't the same.
No.
That shouldn't bother me, but it wasn't the same.
Mm-hmm.
It was just.
I think that's how you know it was made by NXT rather than TNA.
Yeah, it was too clean.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't need to be. You don't need all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You could tell it was quite a big room as well. not just like a box room where it is in TNA.
The thing is, like, it's a tree house. It's meant to be boxed in. It's small.
Yeah.
Like, also behind them, you should see like wooden planks and stuff because it's a tree house.
It, yeah, it just. It's still the same sense of humor, but you can tell it's for WWE.
Yeah, it's a sense of humor, but it's been WWE-ified.
Yeah. But I hope MSK win the tag titles and bring them to TNA, which seems to be the plan.
Yeah, I mean, we've got that match, but not booked as of this moment. I mean, like, in regards to where we are in the show. But yeah, it has been booked. Nathan Frazier in action against MSK. So,
Oh,
that should be a fun match.
yeah. And hopefully the Rascals defend him Freebird style, which I'm all for.
So, we move on now.
Yeah.
And I will let you do this bit as well. However, I do want to get a slight bit of thing fit in first. So it is time for the Hendry concert when they fucking cut off his entrance. They went from the treehouse to commentary, and then you just hear like the guitar solo bit of Hendry's music. Like where's the main bit? Where's the entrance?
Yeah. This.
Anyway, go
this
on.
one was it was an interesting one because good. They put the TNA logo on Joe Hendry's nameplate.
Mm-hmm.
Good. As soon as I saw the second guitar setup, I knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, it was blatantly obvious what they're going to do here. The song, not his best work.
No.
Because if you watch Joe Hendry, I think it was from like 2018, the song he was singing was a parody of that theme song he used in that time.
Yeah, it's the
like
Joe Hendry makes things better. Yeah.
Yeah. So it wasn't his best work.
Mm-mm.
And I don't know. Okay, let's get, come on. Right. I don't know if you've seen, but Joe Hendry has an unprecedented agreement between TNA and NXT, in which Joe Hendry is allowed to train at the Performance Center each week.
Yeah.
Joe Hendry is going to WWE. I've accepted that. That's going to happen.
It is.
That does slightly annoy me.
The WWE aren't going to pay his contract out, but they're going to let it run out of TNA first and then sign him.
Yeah, it's and that's been my biggest issue with this NXT TNA relationship is it's a legal way of tapping up talent.
Yeah, it is.
Like that's exactly what they've been doing. Jordan Grace will go to WWE, and so will Joe Hendry.
Mm-hmm.
I will be annoyed if the Rascals go because of how WWE treated them.
I can see them going too.
I will be annoyed though.
Yeah.
I will. Because when NXT fired Zachary Wentz, no one wanted to give him a chance. TNA gave him a chance, and now look. NXT told the Rascals, "Yeah, come over. We'll use you all. But not you, Trey. We don't want you." That will irritate me. But as far as this concert goes, because I'm trying to stay focused on the thing, because I could go on about this all day. Not the best concert.
Mm-hmm.
The concert with AJ Francis was a lot better.
Yes.
Like, it was a lot better. Cool, it was live. Great. Why wasn't the guitar tuned before we started? That was just...
Rookie mistake.
Yeah, and you tried to get the crowd to sing along,
And they didn't.
but it was difficult. That chorus was too wordy. You can't do a sing along if there's a chorus, and you've only heard it like 3 times before.
Mm-hmm.
You heard I can't even think about it now. I don't like. If you all hate Gallus, wave your hands. Is that it? Your hands in the air.
Something like that.
Yeah, if you hate Gallus, put your hands in the air.
Like, if you hate Gallus, put your hands in the air.
Yeah. That is not a good chorus, is it?
No, it's not.
I love Joe Hendry. But, I mean, Dancing Moose was better than that.
Yeah, it is. And that was horrible.
Like, yeah. I don't know. Maybe WWE wouldn't let him do a parody.
I'm assuming they will at some point.
Just
because there's
live concert can work.
I'll say if you want a WWE concert that works really well, look at The Rock. Like he's done so many that are so good. Like
yeah. I often catch myself singing or dancing because Cleveland rocks. that just comes on every so often. Like that's how I think that's what the haters are going to pick up on. Is that you're trying to be The Rock? You're trying to be The Rock. But you go to watch TNA where he sang to AJ Francis, "Please Get Fired." That was one of the best things I've seen.
I think one of the issues as well you'll find is because of the age difference in them and like popularity for Hendry didn't really pick up until like 2016, 2017, whereas The Rock was doing his concerts back in like 2003. Like you could easily be saying, "Oh, Hendry's trying. He's trying to be The Rock. He's trying to be Hollywood Rock. He's trying to be the final boss Rock. Like he's just trying to like and that's the issue because of the age gap between them. Like Hendry's like what 30 something."
No idea.
Oh, okay.
I think so.
And like, and Rock's probably like 50 something. So, or maybe 40 something. I don't know. But
and it was the second only live concert with Joe Hendry. Like it just didn't land all that well for me.
But you know what did land well?
The Booker T stuff.
Do you know what did land well? That fucking guitar on Joe Hendry's back.
Yeah. As soon as I saw the second guitar, I knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
Because why does he need 2 guitars?
Yeah.
Obviously, it was going to happen.
Legitimately, I did not enjoy it whatsoever. I wrote here, he sings by himself, and then Gallus. It was okay. He teases an encore, but Gallus actually do something good and save us. Joe Coffey calls him a bunch of names, and then Gallus beat him up and then hit a guitar with his back. Those are my notes on this concert.
The Booker T line was funny, but
it's not true. It's not true.
Half the stuff he says in the song is not true.
Vic Joseph is the president of the fan club. Like,
yeah, it wasn't.
It would have worked if he did emulate The Rock, like, and just did a song of an original sort of tune.
Yeah.
Like rather than his old theme.
Yeah. It wasn't what it could have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like even something stupid like Gallus are here. We hate them. Put your hands in the air. Something stupid like that. Like
yeah.
Something stupid. Like
it's yeah. When you go because Hendry's very like his singing style is kind of similar to like Wheatus, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Very pop punk. Edge's Bitch is a perfect example of that.
Yeah. That's very good.
That was his best work. And it just didn't.
I mean,
Because he slowed it down a bit.
the Scotty Tuati one is phenomenal.
Yeah, insane. And Henry took his job is gonna be up there soon because that was
It is
again.
and I can't stand it. Like, it's not bad. It's so lazy.
Yeah, it's just repeating the same thing, isn't it?
Like, isn't it, he does one verse against Elias, whatever. After that, it's just Hendry took his job, Hendry took, and it's just the same thing over and over. Like,
yeah. I mean, I could go on about all day, but Grimsby.
which one?
Ronnie Keating, we see nothing at all.
Yeah.
Incredible. There's so many, but yeah,
Right.
that wasn't his best.
It wasn't, no. But let's move on before we end up making the entire podcast about Joe Hendry, because at one point that will probably be a thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we go back to backstage with the amazing interview team of Hank Walker and Tank Ledger, and they are here with Roxanne Perez, current NXT Women's Champion, and they acknowledge that she's going to break a record, or she has broken a record, or something like that. And they're talking about breaking a Guinness World Record. Can they put some sticky notes on their faces in a minute and break the world record of doing it? And they invite Roxanne to do it with them.
I'm just checking to see if I've got any sticky notes. No, drat.
You can't break the record. But can they do it? Can they do it? Well, we never find out because Roxanne's not interested. But I believed. Backstage. In Ava's office, we have the contract signing between Oro Mensah and Ethan Page. They bickered a bit, back and forth, and then signed it. That was it. I'm glad it wasn't in the ring. Because it would have absolutely ended in the table belt. So,
I could have sworn Vic Joseph said that he signed it earlier in the night.
I think he did, yeah. I think he did. I think you're right. He mentioned it earlier. Like they signed the contract already for this. So, what were they signing?
Who knows? So silly.
Anyway, we move on now to another match, and holy shit! Is it actually? It is. It's Carly Bright's friend Kendall Gray. For weeks, I've been saying, "Oh, it's Carly Bright and her friend. I forget her name. I think it's Kendall something." Like, but no, it's finally Kendall Gray in a match. And who's she fighting? She's fighting Jada Parker. And of course, Jada wins with the running nothing that she calls the knock or something like that. It's supposedly a running hip attack, but she don't ever turn her hip towards her. She just runs back and forth and then it's just a running nothing.
Yeah. I wouldn't be so bad if she could get some more speed up. Like Braun Breaker when he runs the ropes and gets that much speed and momentum up. Jada runs the ropes twice.
Yeah.
And then does it and slows down before she hits them as well.
And she just runs into them. There's no move.
I much prefer the teardrop.
Yeah.
Hip.
Like the corner hip splash thing.
Yeah. That's better. Like, but it's just that finisher.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else about Jada Parker, like, there's so much potential there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that finisher.
No. So I rate this 2.5 stars. I think I can safely say between her and Carly, I think I know who has more of a wrestling background. Kendall looked great in his match with Jada. She looked absolutely phenomenal. I was caught off guard by that because I'd never seen her wrestle before, so I assumed she had a similar background to Carly in cheerleading. But again, maybe not. Maybe she does, and she takes to wrestling really easily. I don't know. Kendall, she has a lot of promise. Like, she knows her way around the ring. She does good suplexes that look quite good. And yeah, I mean that's the main thing. She was losing here, so she didn't do too much. She does throw Miles Bourne into the barricade though.
Again, so good because like it's that surprise factor. Like, she just threw a fully grown man with ease.
Yeah. And apparently they were saying that she did that last week as well, which I missed. But
yeah, during the Carly Bright versus Red Sinclair match. Bianca you were at ringside for it.
Fair enough.
And
and she just threw Miles Bourne.
Yeah. Like, I want to see one more time. I want that one more time. I like that. It's fantastic.
Yeah, but again, 2.5 stars I rated this. I'm not sure what the reasoning was for the match, other than it was just there. Like, why is Jada in this match? Like, why is it not Ren again versus Kendall Gray? You know, like, why is it Ren involved in this? But you know, I did get a chance to see what Kendall can do, and turns out it's a fair bit more than what Carly can do.
For a second, I thought it was Carly because they have the same video.
Yeah, they do.
Like, I don't think it's all the same. Like, what are they a tag team? If they're a tag team, fine, but they haven't tagged together. There's Kendall's just been ringside for Carly. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
For a tag team, fine,
mm-hmm.
But if it's just they know each other.
Mm-hmm.
They have the same entrance music. Like, lazy.
Yeah. But anyway, backstage, Ridge Holland is supporting Thea Hale with her match. Ridge pumps her up and tells her to do whatever she has to do and whatever it takes. But in come Chase U, who Thea tells what Ridge just told to her. And they rightfully have questions. They're like, whatever it takes, huh?
Yeah, whatever it takes.
So does that include using the ropes, pulling tights, using the chair?
Win the match. Who cares?
At the end of the day, as long as Thea wins, does it really matter how she wins?
Exactly. All it's going to say on the records is that Thea Hale defeated Roxanne Perez for the NXT Women's Championship. That's all you need to know.
Yeah. But we can go from that to another backstage segment between... Oh, wait a minute, no, I didn't write that yet. I wrote, oh, how the turntables. We get Axiom talking to LWO in full Spanish. And then we get Nathan Frazier with the most English ever. Hola, amigos.
Yeah.
It was so British. It's like, you know, when someone fucking says instead of glacias, they say grassy ass.
Yeah.
It was like that. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, so he runs into them, talk Spanish. When in comes Mr. Stone and Stevie Turner, who can't agree over who gives them a contract, which eventually Stone does, gives it to Axiom and Nathan to sign for something, and then Axiom signs it without even looking at the contract, which annoys Nathan. And Nathan wants us to speak alone with Axiom, and basically he just sort of lectures him on not being locked in, which I thought was amazing.
Very good.
Like, it's Axiom who's now got the speed match and isn't fully focusing and telling that, and Nathan, oh, it'll be fine. I'm locked in. Don't worry. And it's which is exactly what Nathan was doing like a few weeks ago.
Yeah. Simple storytelling.
Simple. but done effectively.
Yeah.
So we move on from that
Great stuff.
to the penultimate match of the night, which was a 6-woman tag match, as told earlier. Jessie Jane, Jasmine Nix, and Fallon Henley against Lola Vice, Karen Petrovic, and Sol Ruka. And of course, Team Fallon win when Fallon pins Carmen with a sort of Kiwi driver cutter thing. I don't entirely know what it was. It looked cool. I just didn't know what it was. So I rated this 3.5 stars. I had no idea what I thought was going to be on this, but it wasn't this. It wasn't a 12-minute match of the night. Like, this was great. Everyone shined. Like the standout continues to be Sol Ruka, who introduced some sort of springboard double lariat, which didn't really connect, but it's there. The thought's there, you know. And this and this corkscrew splash to the outside, sort of like a red arrow sort of thing. Carmen's also improving week by week, but I do agree with the heels winning. They need this a lot more than what Team Lola did. And besides, I imagine these two are going to be feuding for a little bit more anyway. So it makes sense for them to get the first win here in the battle, so to speak. But yeah, what do you think?
Very good. Yeah, I can't. It's not an awful lot to complain about for this one. I did like the when Vic Joseph pointed out that Sol Ruka and Fallon Henley started at the exact same time.
Yeah.
I did like that.
So does that mean that Fallon's also a rookie?
Yeah. It's simple but effective. Carmen and Jasmine are going to be so damn good. Jasmine already is good.
Mm-hmm.
And I just hope, because clearly working with JC is doing some good for her. I don't want it to turn out to be another Kiana Izzy Dame thing, where like, it's only like a month in or whatever, and Kiana's gone. They need to keep this going, because Jasmine Nix is the future of that division.
Yeah,
And I can see a winning the North American Championship. Like, the North American Championship should be her first title.
Yeah.
All good for it.
I think outside.
Is insane.
Yeah. I think outside of maybe like Jessie Jane, like, this is the future of the women's division in this one match alone.
Yeah.
Like, plus others, but like this is a good chunk of it. Like Fallon Henley, Lola Vice, Sol Ruka, like they're all like future leaders of this division.
Yeah.
Like, Carmen's not there just yet, and neither is Jasmine. But as you say, like, Jasmine is showing them amazing potential as well, and give it a year or something, she'll be great. Like, she'll be amazing to watch.
In the next 2 years, I can see all these women being champions.
At the same time.
You never know.
The trio titles.
Yeah. Like, by the way, I want JC and Jasmine to challenge for the Knockouts World titles, tag titles.
That works. Yeah, that works.
I think they'll be great tag team champions. They need tag titles.
Mm-hmm.
They should be champions. But yeah,
I'm assuming down the line we'll get a Jasmine Nix face turn, and she'll turn on Jessie Jane, or vice versa, you know. But and then that'll turn her face.
Mm. Yeah. Jasmine will be turning face, I think, in the next year.
Mm-hmm. And then JC will turn on her, and then that will prompt her face turn.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it.
Honestly,
Hang on.
okay.
I hate to say it, but I think Lola is a better heel than face.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it just... yeah, can't really say much more than that. It is very good, but she needs to be a hero, I think. But I did like the spot where she was just punching everyone and just kicking everyone.
Mhm.
I did enjoy that.
Yeah. But yeah. So we move on. Backstage again. Kalani Jordan's here, and she runs into Entertainer Paxley, who wants to play, and Kalani don't. And then Wendy Chu's behind them. So that's cool. And then Kalani turns around and is like, "What are you doing here?" And then that's about it.
Cool. I did like Tatum.
Like if
I like Tatum.
if you don't watch the show and watch only this, I've given you a more accurate review of what that segment was.
Yeah. And again, that's apparently how you get a title match.
Apparently so.
Saying let's play.
Apparently so.
Let's play.
Let's play. I don't want to play. I don't play with this. Ah, but you do. Wendy Chu, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
I don't know. Wrestling. In the parking lot, in the dreaded NXT parking lot, Joe Hendry is pissed, and he's pissed at Gallus, and he wants Joe Coffey next week on the Great American Bash Part 2, which means we might get a custom song.
Yeah, I'm thinking so.
Because also he has history with Joe Coffey anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, he has already got a song about Joe Coffey.
Yeah.
The Iron Man one.
Yeah. Like, there's literally a custom song made about Joe Coffey.
Yeah. But yeah, the plastic Iron Man helmet from like Toys R Us or something.
I dress up like superheroes. Cover them all in paint.
Oh dear. I do think this is going to lead to a 6-man tag. It kind of has to. And after what happened TNA last week, I think it might be the ABC.
Okay. Fair.
Or the Hardys.
I don't know what the Hardys in NXT.
I think they're coming.
I don't know if I do. Like, the thing is, like, if it was like the 2000s, I'd be like, yeah. But now they're sort of like, they're kind of old now.
And even Jeff said that he's sick of the Hardys theme.
Weird thing is, that's my favorite part of them.
Oh yeah, even now I get up and duke to it.
Yeah.
Go. But I think they're coming.
I don't think they are. I mean, another thing, I don't want them to. Sorry. I don't want to have. I don't want to have to sit here and shit on a Hardy's match in NXT. Like neither of them have got it anymore. Like,
I think the next chances for tag titles besides MSK, be one of two people or three teams: ABC, the Hardys, or the Motor City Machine Guns.
Fair.
I think it's one of those three.
I'm down for MCMG.
Banner.
Yeah.
ABC. Since this whole thing started, ABC versus Face and Axiom is the match I've wanted to see. That's the match I want to see.
That's fair. Yeah, for me, it's MCMG are probably one of my like top 3 like teams.
That is incredible.
Yeah, like obviously for me, first is GYV, and it will always be GYV. Like I love I love the young veterans.
Yeah, that's valid. Like Machine Guns, a few years ago I'd have been annoyed that this team is people are leaving TNA and then going to WWE. But Machine Guns should be in WWE. Main roster, they deserve this. They deserve all this, all the attention that WWE gets, all the attention, media coverage. Machine Guns deserve this.
Yeah.
So
I'm
excited.
I think I'm correct in saying that neither of them went to WWE at any point in their career.
I mean, Alex Shelley was in the Dusty Classic with Kushida, and Chris Sabin was a trainer at the PC for like a month.
I vaguely recall that bit, yeah, actually.
Yeah, so not officially, but yeah.
But yeah, like I said, as a team, they deserve the accolade and the attention that comes with being on WWE.
Yeah, winning the WWE tag team titles is something they should do. They deserve this.
Because the thing is, they've been a team for like ages, like, and they've still got it. They can still they still wrestle like they're still in the mid 2000s. Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah. They are the best tag team that have never been in WWE.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, and that was the end of the that was the end of the show. That wasn't the end of the show. We go on now to the main event as Craig points to his palm. We go on to the main event, the NXT Women's Championship, between challenger Thea Hale and the champion Roxanne Perez. And of course, you would think of all the build-up that's going on. You know, can Thea do it? Can she redeem herself? Can she redeem Chase U? Can she bring title gold back to the university? The answer is a resounding no. As she loses to one single Pop Rocks. It took Roxanne 5 to beat Lola Vice.
6 because they edited one out.
Yeah. But no, with one singular Pop Rocks, Roxanne wins and retains the title. I rated this 4 stars. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It had a little bit of everything, and the main focus of the match was, and rightfully so, fear. Like, for Roxanne, this was just another defense. For Thea, this is about everything for her. This was a chance for vengeance, a chance for redemption, a chance to redeem herself in the university, a chance for her to bring gold back to the university, and to redeem her loss to Tiffany Stratton from like a year ago because of Andre throwing a towel in. And bringing them some gold. But, of course, the result was a bit obvious. You know, like, I don't think any of us really thought Thea was going to win here.
Nah.
It would have been nice, but you know, Roxanne's a bit of a beast right now. But yeah, there were a couple of moments here that I can honestly say that I thought, oh, is Thea going to win? Like that sort of thinking. But no, of course not. I was being silly. I was being silly. The match though was tremendous. Roxanne did great as usual. And Thea pulled out some amazing work herself. And just reminded us how good she actually is. Rather than just being, you know, the little combustible element of Chase U. I assume we're now going on to Julia and Stephanie Vakir for Roxanne. But I have to wonder, just who beats Roxanne for the title? Is it one of those two? Or is it someone else?
that's the thing. Because it feels like Roxanne's been champion for ever, but it hasn't been that long. April.
Mm-hmm.
So it hasn't been that long, but it just feels like there's no one there that can actually beat her. I felt like the closest we were going to get was Jordan Grace. But that wasn't because it's more of a surprise thing or what if type thing.
Yeah.
Lola, as much as I wanted her to, I couldn't 100% believe that she was going to. Thea again, I wanted Thea to win. Just couldn't believe they were actually going to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Julia
sucks a little bit, but
yeah, I think if Julia is the one to do it, then that needs to be Julia's first match.
yeah,
Like, have Roxanne just beaten out of nowhere. Not build up to it. Not just have, like I said, just have Julia announce the match like the night before, the show before, and then because with Julia coming in, there'll be enough hype behind it. You don't need to have contract signings. You don't need to have face to faces. You just like you can get enough hype out of this match with Julia just coming in for no mercy. I think that's when they're going to do it, if they're going to do it.
yeah, that's fair. But
as far as
yeah,
Stephanie Vakir, yeah, I think with Julia.
The thing is, I don't see it. I don't see it happening like that. I don't see Julia winning it, at least not yet. And I don't see Stephanie winning it straight away either. Like, if anything, I potentially see it as a dual threat with both of them. And then from there, Roxanne retains because of shenanigans. And then that leads to Julia fighting Stephanie. While Roxanne fights someone else. Like a Jada Parker or something. Because that was sort of teased a little bit.
Yeah. I honestly don't know. Like, because there's plenty of people who, like, definitely saw yesterday, but, like, people were. Roxanne said who's next, basically. There's a lot of responses from different people. One of them being Giselle Shaw. Now, as a match, fine, but Giselle's not winning that title. Like, she's just not.
Yeah.
But as a match, as like a crossover thing, absolutely fine with it. But the main thing was Julia. People were saying Julia. And like when you said about the triple threat idea, I just don't know if WWE will put their two newest signings in the same match. Like, because then you kind of stuck for who if Roxanne does beat Julia, like I say, who's next? Like,
I know, but I think to me, it becomes a little bit lazy if you're gonna put it firstly in Julia's first match is for the title, and then immediately throw Roxanne onto Stephanie Vakir because she beat Julia. Like, that to me just feels a little lazy booking. Like, I think personally the way around it is to give them both a title match at the same time, have them both lose, and Roxanne retains, and then build up Julia and Roxanne, build up Julia and Stephanie through others first in non-title feuds, before then moving them back to Roxanne or whoever the champions at the time. And to be fair, I think it would be Roxanne. I think Roxanne's having a year-long reign, at least.
yeah. What if we do get AJ Lee?
AJ Lee would be amazing. However, I don't think it happens. But in the hypothetical world where it does happen, I'd also have Roxanne beat AJ.
Yeah.
Because AJ, I assume AJ wouldn't be back full time anyway. So I'm assuming she'll be part time, if anything, or one off even, like Beth Phoenix.
Yeah. Absolutely do that.
So I feel like a one off is fine, and then have Roxanne beat her because that would then dispel the haters being like, oh, she's being AJ Lee. Like I'm one of those who like, oh, she's being AJ Lee.
Yeah.
Like
I forgot really like before.
But yeah, no, I think right now Roxanne has to have a title for a year. Like her first reign, she lost it to Indy Hartwell, I think it was, or second reign. Is this a second or third reign?
Second.
Okay, yeah. So she would have lost it to Indy Hartwell then. So her first reign was only like 4 months ish. So she needs a longer reign.
Yeah.
And I think they're going for the year at least for this one.
Yeah, should do.
Because realistically, there's no one else on the roster who is at the level of world champion yet in that division. Like, so you can build up others through Roxanne matches. Like, Thea's getting there. Like, she's not there yet, but she's getting there.
Yeah. Also, it feels like Roxanne is going through a list of names, like big names as well. When it comes to, Natalia, Lyra, Jordan, I can't. What else?
Lola.
Whoever else. Lola, yeah. It's interesting to think who, because who's next? Like I said, who is next now?
Oh, Goldberg.
Who can really? Like, I cannot think of a single person who, right now, currently, that is in NXT right now. There isn't anyone.
Not really. So you'd be looking at, I'm assuming, the main roster or just TNA because there's that established relationship there anyway. So you could send a Giselle Shaw, for example. You could send actually, I'm saying it out loud now. This is the match I want: Roxanne Perez and Masha Slamovich.
Yeah.
Fucking put that match on TV. Yes, please.
Yeah.
Like, Masha is like one of my absolute favorite women's competitors right now. And just been for the last few years. Like,
yeah,
I would love to see her against Roxanne.
Yeah. They will have to go off NXT roster. They will.
Yeah.
Because there isn't anyone.
Like,
there just isn't.
And if you went main roster, like, the options aren't really there. Like, you could have Roxanne Bully and Maxine Dupree. Or something.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. Maybe Zelina Vega could be a shout.
Mm-hmm.
But beyond that, you've got to think of the level of.
I mean, if
NXT and
if
on the main roster.
If we're assuming that Liv beats Rhea at SummerSlam, Ripley could go down to NXT for a little bit, try and take the title that
she would have to win.
The thing is, though, would she? What if Liv cost her? What if Dom cost her? Just fantasy booking, but like just
if Liv wins on SummerSlam, which you already know she has, then that's done. The revenge tour's over.
Yeah.
Why does she need to? She's taking it away from Rhea now.
Because Rhea ain't finished with her yet. So even though Liv's revenge tour's done, Rhea's revenge tour's not done.
Fair.
I do think they're milking it. I think Liv and Rhea's going to be more than a one match program.
Yeah. So I just think Finn's turning. Finn's turning.
Fair. I mean, I'm hoping for the Dom turn. I don't think it'll happen, but I'm hoping for Dominic to just turn.
Uh, Ugh.
is that an to Dom or to him turning or what is that?
I mean, you can't have him turn face. Can't.
Is it a face? Like he's technically
Live.
is Liv a face in this? Like
Dom still gets booed to shit, so like we can have him be booed more.
I feel
I
like
don't think it's possible for people to boo.
I feel like if Dom turned on Rhea and joined with Liv, and it was all a master plan with Liv being heartbroken and shit, like that would turn Liv heel, and that would turn Rhea face, which could then allow Rhea to go to NXT to fight the heel Roxanne.
Rhea is already his face, so she came back. Like, I mean, they're basically making Priest a face for this match against Gunther. Like, it's so messed up. But anyway, as far as Roxanne Perez goes, Jesus. Because whoever's next is going to have it No Mercy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But as far as the match itself goes, excellent. Love the back and forth transitions into the different holds. Excellent. I thought Ridge was going to put. Yeah. So crazy. I thought Ridge was going to pull Thea's foot onto rope or something.
Yeah.
I didn't think fair play to get out of it, but yeah, a very good match. As for Roxanne, no idea. But it's not us to decide who's challenging next. It's down to Reed to decide who positions it well enough to make this go legit. And it doesn't seem like there's anyone at the minute. Jada Parker is maybe the next one because they teased it, but
is
not yet, not now.
Is that a PLE level match for Roxanne? It's TV, I think, at best.
Yeah.
Like, and I do honestly think that next in line is maybe Julia. I think that's No Mercy. And then I think it's a bit too soon to give it to Stephanie straight away, the title match. So I think after Julia, it'll be someone from TNA or from main roster. Like as I say, like Zelina or something like that.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what they do.
Yeah, absolutely.
If it's done right, done right, it's great.
Mm-hmm. Like we've been on a tangent for like who could Roxanne face for like the last 15-20 minutes. Like it goes to show you just how talkative and how reactionary these storylines are and how they are booked in regards to who could someone face.
Yeah, that's kind of be a good thing, surely.
Exactly. But yeah, that is not the end of this show just yet, because we've got week 2 of the Great American Bash to look at.
Okay.
Let me just pull it up because I didn't save it. This is your own fault, Craig. You mentioned it earlier.
Yeah. Dang.
Apparently there was like 4 dark matches on week 1 as well. So we had Taya Baxley defeated Tyra May Steele. We had Riley Osborne defeating Shiloh Hill. Manic Blade defeating Lucian Price. Yes, boys. Wendy Cho defeated Lainey Reed.
Cool.
So, for week 2, August 6th, we have 5 matches announced, which presumably would be the entire card. Or it could be one extra match, I guess. We have the singles match for the NXT Women's North American Championship. Champion Kalani Jordan defends against Tatum Paxley in a match that's purely happening because it was about dolls backstage and playing with dolls. I think.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Kalani's gonna win this. Second defense, he's not gonna lose. Second, third defense. Third? Yeah. Kalani's gonna win this. Wendy Chu may get involved, but Kalani's winning.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna add on a tiny bit to what you said. I agree. Kalani wins. I think Wendy Chu comes out afterwards to sort of like be like, "I'm the next challenger," but really she says nothing. She just sort of stares and points at the title or something like.
Yeah.
Or she has like a doll with like the title around her waist, but like in doll size. Something like that, I reckon. But yeah, I think Wendy's next, and I think Kalani wins here.
Yep.
Up next, we have the match of Joe Coffey taking on Joe Hendry. The winner gets to keep their first name. So if Hendry loses, he's just Hendry. No, so you started that one. I'll start this one. I believe that Joe Hendry wins. I don't necessarily think that they're gonna go ahead with Joe Coffey winning it, even though Hendry's not the NXT guy. I think there's more value in him winning. I think, honestly, I think he might win, and then Gaz attack him, and then that might lead to someone helping Hendry out, which could be, as you said, ABC. It could be the Hardys. It could be someone else.
Yeah.
MCMG. There you go. Yeah, it could be them. But yeah, no, I think Hendry wins.
I also think Hendry wins. I've got a feeling it might be via DQ though.
Okay.
I think guys get involved in this one, and I don't think they wait for the match. I think I don't think they go for the full match before guys jump in and just start beating him down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they care about winning. I reckon they just care about making a statement, making an impact, if you will.
Yeah.
Right. I just think, it'd be a win and with a save from someone from TNA.
Mm-hmm.
Because realistically, it has to be someone from TNA. Although Joe Hendry's been there for like 3-4 weeks straight, like realistically, we haven't seen him make any friends apart from Trick, and Trick's got Pete Dunne to deal with.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm gonna say Hendry wins, but via disqualification after a beatdown in the middle of the ring from Gallus with a save from. I'm gonna say ABC for the save.
Cool. I'm gonna say the Hardys. I don't want it to happen, but there's the history there with WWE and the Hardys, etc. And I think they're more likely to use the Hardys than they are to use a team that they probably don't know that well.
That's the thing though, like with this NXT relationship, it has to go somewhere. I'm in the video, I said I'm sick of the nicey nice stuff. Like, something needs to happen. It can't just be, let's send them here this time, let's send them there this time. No, we need something to happen. And if ABC come without any warning, then I'm so fed up with, like I said, the nicey nice stuff between the companies.
Yeah.
Like, we need something. It has to lead to something. It can't just go on forever.
I mean, if you're going off like, TNA send their world champions or their champions, and WWE send low mid carders, you could always have like Cody doing a title defense against someone in TNA. I'm sure he'd do it.
I mean, probably would, but I mean, if that's a mistake, I'm pretty sure the first championship, world championship, Cody fought for was a TNA World Championship against Eddie Edwards.
Might be right. I'm not sure.
Like maybe he returns the favor to Eddie.
Maybe. So we're both saying Kalani and we're both saying Hendry.
Yeah.
We might differ on this one. For the tag team titles, with Axiom and Nathan Frazier taking on MSK, Wesley and Zachary Wentz, because fuck you, Trey.
Yeah. MSK all night, all day.
Fair. Very fair.
Just, yeah. And then taking TNA.
I am going Axiom and Nathan. I think they've survived it before, with Nathan being off lock. So with Axiom now being off lock, I think it's fine because he got pinned in Axiom like last week. So I think they've already done their goodwill there. So I think they're gonna win here. I think they're gonna beat MSK, and then I don't know. Maybe MSK win without Wes. Maybe it's Trey and Zachary who win it rather than Wes and Zach. And I think that could maybe further fuel like Wes's depression a little bit. Like he's fine now because the boys are back, but then suddenly, Trey and Zach are champions and he's not, and it eats him a little bit.
Maybe
leading to the eventual Wesley Hill turn.
I just they didn't do it with Jordan. They can do it with MSK because I think it's the shock factor. It was the same thing with the women's championship in that, like every week, at least one of the NXT Tag Team Championships will be on TNA.
Yeah.
Maybe they both will if Trey and Wentz if they defend a Freebird.
Yeah.
Like because Wesley's still on TNA.
Yeah.
Like he's still there. He got a 6-man tag tonight against Thursday against Mike Bailey, Trent Seven, and Kushida.
Mm-hmm.
Like so, maybe I'm hoping at least that what's happening with Joe Hendry and the Rascals, we also get Wesley's also weekly on TNA because it needs to be evened out a bit.
Yeah. So, we go on to a singles match. Trick Williams taking on Pete Dunne. I'll start this one. I mean, you've got choices here. You could have Trick win and go back to being the world title picture, whatever. But I think with the current champion being Ethan Page, you've got potential there to do something really good and have Pete Dunne sort of go up the ranks to the world title and not win it, but challenge Ethan for it. Because spoiler alert, I think Ethan's beaten Oro. Yeah, I think Pete Dunne personally. I want to see Pete Dunne win it, and I think he might because I think Trick's still not fully there mentally. Like I think he's still got things to figure out before he can move on. So I think Pete wins here and goes up the ranks, so to speak. I'm
gonna say Trick because I I reckon they're gonna do an angle where Trick wants to get back to the world title, but there's a roadblock in his way every time he tries to take that next step. Pete Dunne this time could be anyone next time. I think Trick wins this one, but we have another roadblock to come up against before we can get to that. Like Paige will defend this title. I don't know how many times before Trick gets his rematch and wins it back. It's kind of similar to, I don't know if you saw Josh Alexander's run in after he lost the world title to Moose. He came up against like Jonah, Charlie Haas, Khan, and Macklin, and like, so I think there's roadblocks for Trick all the way up to lead up to Ethan Page. Maybe Josh Alexander's even one of those roadblocks.
Maybe indeed.
I just think just gonna win this and just keep legitimize himself again, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. It makes sense either way. Like, I think there's sort of cases for both sides to win here, really. In that element, it makes it a quite fun match to actually look at and preview, because realistically, there's no real way of telling the winner. There's no obvious winner here. Like, because it's easy to say, oh, it's going to be Trick, right? That's obviously going to be Trick. But I don't know. This match just sort of, it just tells me something different.
Yeah. Like, if Dunne winning could just send Trick into more of a spiral.
Exactly. And finally, we have the NXT Championship match. Ethan Page, the man who's been pinned 4 times in 4 weeks, champion, against the man who pinned him 4 times in 4 weeks, Oro Mensah. So I've always said who I think wins it anyway, but that was Ethan Page.
Pretend like it's a difficult decision to make. Yeah, it's Ethan Page, right?
Oro Mensah, yeah. I agree. Oro Mensah, yeah. I'll say that. I can't believe you said Oro Mensah. Like, that's a wild prediction, but I admit it.
That's the man with all ego. Has to be like, just to get another win on the defense column in it.
Yeah, I think this is just a build up for him to get another defense on his notch, and like I don't think it's Trick just yet. I think after Oro it's someone else, and I think it could be Pete Dunne, because the win against Trick would propel him really, and I think propel him to Ethan Page.
We've also got Joe Hendry in that mix as well, who beat a former number 1 contender.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So there's a few options.
I think. Yeah, like I said, Page will lose that title to Trick Williams, but after a bunch of successful defenses.
Yeah, exactly. Because
no one can call him a transitional champion.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I think Oro unfortunately does not win here. Or I think it'd be quite fun if he was to win. Imagine the semblance of metaphor of him as champion. But that does bring an end to that preview for week 2. Have you got anything further that you want to say about the show, Craig? Just to clarify,
just that I love
you ain't got to. If you've got nothing, I'm just asking, do you have anything?
Just that I love the Great American Bash, and make sure you like, share, and support wrestling.
Hey. But yeah, that does bring an end to this show squared, this review. Go check out Craig. He's on Twitter. His Twitter is just underneath his name there. He recently released an interview with indie wrestler RP Davies, which is, I mean, I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm assuming it's a good listen. I'm assuming it is, and I'll let you know by the time I edit this video. But yeah, as well as that, have you got anything else you want to promote?
Just if you follow me, you'll see what I've got coming up.
Fair.
Easiest way.
Yeah. Don't forget the TNA previews and reviews that happen every week on your channel.
More previews now. Right, I'll be reviewing the PLEs, but I can't be reviewing the TV every week because just I can't.
You're annoyed by doing NXT every week already, innit?
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, with the video itself, please like, share, subscribe to the channel, comment what you like, what you dislike. It's all free. It can't hurt you, and also it helps us too. So, you know, it's a win-win. And in regards to our outlets and our social medias, we're just underneath here. So our Instagram, HCW Show, Facebook, HCW Show, Twitter or X, HCW Show, and our Twitch, HCW Show, which is semi-active at the moment. There was a stream last weekend. I did mean to do more streams. In fact, I was going to do a stream the day we're recording, but I've got to be gone in like an hour. So doing an hour stream is not worth it. So with that in mind, that is the end of this. Goodbye. Au revoir. Stay good. Do what you do. Can I end this now? End this. I can't have anything else to say. Dan, stop the recording. Dan, what are you doing? Dan, I can't. Dan, what are you doing? Stop the recording.